I very nearly clicked the wrong stream. Oh yeah, I should, Where did you go, Edcast? There you are.
Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Where did you come from, Edcast Joe?
It appears we are on.
Yay.
It was just me. Only my arm weirdly. Look at my screen. Just stream. Eating some Pop-Tart. And it appears pretty blatantly to wear off.
Turn that up. Turn this down a tiny bit. Probably want to do that. Pick up the microphone. Don't forget my drink. And something in my teeth.
Yeah, it's not hard.
It is to me.
It's not like a huge floor of broccoli or anything.
What?
It's like you have a huge floor of broccoli that's visible on stream.
No, it's not visible. It's just bothering me. Like a little bit of that bun stuck up in my gums. Anyway.
You got them buns up in.
Yes. I got dim buns. I just had some bao for dinner. And
Bamboo steamer don't want none unless it's got buns on it.
Yeah, I can't hate you for that. That was good.
Lousy puns about Bowsy.
Yep. Anyway, yes, good evening, Internet. It is 8:06 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, July 29th, 2017, and this is Throne of Games. I'm your host, Mark Amsray, DJ Amstrack. That's Daniel. You can hear Vince scratching there, probably.
He's over there. There's over there.
Yep. You definitely heard that, I'm sure. And tonight we are going to be playing Event Zero. Saw a trailer for this game a couple months ago, thought it looked pretty great. It's a really cool concept anyway, and hopefully they executed on that concept well. It feels like 2001: A Space Odyssey if Dave hadn't successfully disabled Hal near the end. And you know what that would look like in the aftermath. You are an astronaut boarding a derelict spaceship where the only remaining crew member is the ship's AI, which you communicate with via typing. So, and the stuff that I've seen from it, yes, Vince, stuff that I've seen of it, this thing would pass the Turing test with flying colors. But, you know, that was edited footage, so we shall see how it actually plays. I hope to be impressed.
Yep, I think the gameplay involves emotionally manipulating a robot.
Well, I'm sure that's one way to go about it. So, let's go ahead and begin. Wait, what did Clumsy Robot say?
I said, hey again, everybody. Clumsy goes, later, everybody.
Thank you, Clumsy. Excuse me.
Green Finger Draws says, hello again, Ams.
Hey. I'm going to try doing this in 4K again. This one will probably...
this is the first element of the event array.
Yeah.
That's the indexing operator.
Mm-hmm.
Operator.
I fired it up briefly to test it out beforehand, which is what that save file was. We're all obsessed by being. Someone, something, somewhere. Being in a particular state of consciousness, health, mind. Being for and from. Being with, being without. You were not an exception.
Sometimes we're obsessed with the
For as long as you could remember, the pronoun that described you best had been... Actually, here's a question. Is it me playing, or is it us playing?
Is your character a woman, a man, or some sort of horrifying assault entity? A hive mind or some such. Meow?
Let's keep it simple. You were very particular about it. Like everybody else, you called planet Earth your home, but you weren't like most of your peers. You spent your childhood in a hippie commune.
In a war-torn hippie slum.
That war-torn hippie anything just sounds wrong.
War wrecked the land, and the war-weary populace became a bunch of hippies because they were freaking sick of war. And also plain sick from the, nasty chemicals left over from ordnance.
Like Fisherman's Horizon in FF8.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
FH is great.
Yeah. Let's say hippie commune. I like me some hippies. First California, then the United States ceased to exist. The world itself became a hypertrophied commune, both disproving and confirming everything you stood for. You moved to San Francisco.
If you're going to San Francisco...
Those childhood memories, however painful, gave you some solace. They meant you were someone, and you intended to keep it that way. Armstrong made a step on the moon, and suddenly everybody wanted to be a part of something. You witnessed nation-states pop out of existence.
Bye, Yugoslavia.
By USSR. Selenites became the privileged class of citizens. They were the minority who had traveled to space. It was hard to reconcile the modern world with your early days in the commune. The United Earth government paid for your college.
Cool.
You wanted to give back to the society.
See what the rest of the universe looked like. On average, brown. A lot of red dwarfs.
You decided that interplanetary ecology was the best way to do it. Years went by before the right opportunity presented itself. You had just finished giving a lecture at the International Transport Space Lines HQ, and an old man wearing a blue flight jacket approached you. He presented himself as Kurt Taylor, the president of ITS. Hello, sir.
President of Irritable Toilet Syndrome.
No. I don't bite, he said, grinning. You mumbled something incoherent. Kurt invited you to his office and closed the door behind you. He didn't ask you to sit. You kept standing. He frowned and pointed at the chair forcefully. I asked you here because I wanted someone with your background to be a part of our next mission.
He didn't ask you to sit, so you flipped upside down and dangled by your legs from a pipe going across the ceiling.
As you are wont to do.
Yeah.
Apparently. That is your default state.
They call you the dangler.
You did? I heard you grew up in a commune, and look at you now. You know what Nietzsche said. He who has a why can bear almost any how. He grinned, clearly satisfied with himself, and asked you to be a part of a mission to Europa. Naturally, you said yes.
But weren't we told not to land there?
There had already been 10 Europa missions. The new one was to be called Europa 11. How creative. This time, they wanted to send a manned lander down to the surface.
Gee, I wonder why. Could be the number?
You just wanted to be a part of something. The act of being in itself is not the problem. It's just that some ways of being are incompatible with the others. We get obsessed by them and miss out on everything else. You came a long way from the commune. Hearing the launch countdown made you feel anxious. It wasn't a fear of going to space. You'd been looking forward to that. It was something else. A thought kept bugging you. It was September 6th, 2012, and humankind had never been more united. You, on the other hand, were utterly alone. As for building relationships 390 million miles away from Earth, well, let's just say that it wasn't going to be straightforward.
What awesome freaking alternate 2012 is this? Can we have that one instead?
I wonder if it's the same one from Arthur C. Clarke's timeline.
Is that the Alpha timeline?
Ow! There is something poking my foot. It is a twist tie. Why did I sit on a twist tie? Where did it come from?
Where does it go?
Good enough.
What is its purpose, Conrad Joe?
You were alone in the ecology lab when the ship first entered the Europa orbit. The central alarm went off and the red lights blinded you. The AI of Europa 11 had invoked the Code Red security protocol. All personnel had to go to the bridge. This meant you as well. You reached the end of the hallway, but the door closed right in front of you. You asked the AI to let you go to the bridge. Open up the bridge doors, Hal. The AI of the ship told you that the path to the bridge wasn't safe, and that you had to evacuate immediately. This is not the protocol. Please do not argue with me. My orders are to keep you alive. Your orders? What are you talking about? You are necessary for my mission. I must guide you to the pod bay. The computer really wanted you to evacuate. You had no choice but to obey. Everybody else turned out to be faster than you. Only one capsule remained docked. It got sealed and detached as soon as you got in. You could see the other escape capsules getting away from Europa 11. You tried to hail them. But no one answered. The other capsules drifted idly, uncontrolled. They were all empty. You attempted to communicate with Europa 11. Europa 11 was steering your capsule, but you could not get the AI to answer your hail. Something was jamming the signal. Your pod was leaving the orbit. In a Code Red scenario, the AI of Europa 11 was at the wheel of all escape pods. This was supposed to give the crew enough time to get in their EVA suits. The screen turned blue, which meant that the AI had let go. You felt a shock. The debris was hitting your capsule. The Europa 11 mission was over. The big dot on the radar had split into hundreds of smaller dots before disappearing for good. You needed a moment to process that. You sent out a distress signal. No one answered. You just kept it running despite the lack of sunlight. If no one found you, you wouldn't need the battery anyway. Cycles went by. You tried to establish communication with someone, whistling your favorite Beatles song into the microphone. One day you heard back. There was music coming out of the speakers. A sad female voice sang about the end of the world. You hurried to open the radar app.
Closing on the ship or station.
There it was, a spaceship. One of those experimental tourist monstrosities from the 80s. What was it doing there? What was all the singing about? Most importantly, was docking it a good idea? You figured you did not have much of a choice. The Nautilus.
No country for spacemen. Beep, 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 beep. Pod's in reverse, Susie. Is the pod atmosphere capable? What's with those wings?
Tip, you need a keyboard to play Event Zero.
Swinging. Good thing we're playing with one. Oh look, the text is gradually trying to come together a little.
Is it? I think that's just a static image.
Huh. I remember it being more broken last time I saw it. Maybe not. I don't know. Got a keyboard. Keyboard's good.
Game? Yeah, it didn't freeze.
Oh, you got an animated GIF-a-doo for your banerizer. Neat. So, Vince,
There we go.
there we are.
Oh god, that frame rate. I should not be running.
In 4K.
No. Yeah, this was a bad idea.
Are you able to fix that from here?
Probably not without crashing everything.
Ah.
So,
Should we back out and fix that?
we should back out and fix that. We will be right back. Pardon us.
Got a little greedy, didn't we?
Yep. I mean, it let me, so... Should we want to go back to the main menu? Yes.
Oh, it let you.
Okay, Alt-tabbing didn't break it.
I'm pretty certain physics